This is a beautiful painting from the 1700s, which describes Piazza del Popolo in Rome, a very familiar place in Rome. Those are the two churches which open the way to Via del Corso, probably the most important street in Rome. That is exactly how we interpret this concept, this notion of culture, which goes frankly well beyond the classical art and the paintings and the sculptures. We really believe that culture related to a nation has to do also with food and wine and fashion and design. It's a much wider notion. Even lifestyle, I think you could say that it belongs to the notion of culture. Why did it happen? Well, first of all, Italy is truly an ancient country. Rome was founded 700 years before Christ. It's a country which has been there for thousands of years. It is also a country which has been hosting so many different inputs and so many different cultural and historical civilizations. And I think all of this throughout the years, together with the beauty of the landscape and the scenery, has developed this incredible Italian style. It is great to do events in museums, in universities, in opera houses. By the way, we are doing 200 events in more than 50 American cities. Because we began with a huge event on the 12th of December to inaugurate the Year of Italian Culture here in Washington, D.C. We had a Michelangelo statue coming from Florence. It stayed here from December until March at the National Gallery. That was a huge success. We've had events with Caravaggio and Florentine art with Giotto in Los Angeles, and we have a great plan of fantastic events coming up in New York. We have a beautiful bronze statue, Roman statue, the boxer coming up at the Met in the next few months. We're going to have an exhibition of the original Leonardo Code of Flights drawings here at the Aerospace Museum at the end of June. Opera, so many operas around the country, I won't even mention because there are so many, but then again in music, Riccardo Muti in Chicago playing Verdi. It's the 200th anniversary of Verdi. Maurizio Pollini, the great international pianist, was here at Strathmore last week, a fantastic concert. But once again, as I was saying, also a lot of innovation. So many things pertaining to today. We have events pertaining to nanotechnology. We have events pertaining to space exploration. We have events on robotics in surgery. This is going to be in Chicago. We are at the forefront of this particular technique. And I could go on and on. So you can see there's also a lot of technology and research of innovation. And since I mentioned space, we had this great event at the embassy 3 or 4 weeks ago to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the collaboration between NASA and the Italian Space Agency. It's a very solid, very important collaboration. Not many people know that a big part of the International Space Station, which is now orbiting, is actually made in Italy. Probably about 30% is fabricated, made in Italy. Well, to make a long story short, great initiative. We have the logo of the Year of Italian Culture. Well, that logo will fly into space, because at that event I officially gave the logo, the patch with the logo, to Major Parmitano, who will fly in May next month for 6 months, and he will put it on his spacesuit. So the logo of 2013, the Year of Italian Culture in the United States, will go into orbit, will fly into space. Well, there is a great tradition of Italian design, modern, contemporary design, which covers, of course, furniture, but also the way houses are designed, even everyday tools, everyday objects like a coffee pot or things like that, or chairs. This has developed very, very strongly in Italy in the 50s, and there are some legendary names in the area of design which has made for this very, very special, and I would argue elegant. Automatically you see it and it's beautiful. And we're not talking about cars. You're absolutely right. This really has to do with the way we consider this notion of culture. It's a wide notion, and we do believe that the design, the beautiful design of Italian sport and contemporary cars has a full place in the Year of Italian Culture. So I believe that Italian cuisine is truly special. What is great about Italian cuisine is the way in which in the different regions you can have some fantastic and completely different dishes being served, and they are all fantastic. What I really like about the Italian cuisine is the one which is most connected to the fundamental traditions. I mean, the way my grandmother would cook.